Yeah, so we could just do the quick things. Let me think if I'm missing anything. Jimmy Butler, Trae Young, Paul George. Was there anything with LeBron?
Other than he's like in Cleveland, like that was a big thing. His last maybe game in Cleveland, like probably like a loser. And then who said this is Donovan Mitchell City now?
What? This happened? Who said this?
Some guy, Donovan Mitchell, was doing like a post game for, I think it was just like some Cleveland news thing. And then this guy just goes, "Stop calling this LeBron's town. This is Donovan Mitchell City." And I'm like, dude, what? What?
Wow.
Are you insane?
Hello and welcome to the Mike Riordan episode of the Hoop Theory Podcast, aka episode 128, which is in honor of him being the greatest player ever selected with the 128th pick in the NBA draft. Recording this one on the evening of Monday, February 2nd in the year of our Lord 2026. My name is Logan Wortman, and today I'm reunited with my mythological co-host, Jacob Roth. Jacob, how does it feel to be on the Mike Riordan episode?
Speaking of mythological, this is actually crazy that this is your adjective, unplanned. Me and my wife have been watching a show based on a series of books written by a guy with the last name Riordan.
Yeah, it was planned then. I did think of that.
Oh, that came up?
Mythological. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when I saw Riordan, it made me think of the guy who wrote those books, and then I was like,
Rick,
mythological.
I believe it's Rick or Rich.
Yeah, Rick. Uh-huh.
Rick Riordan. I read those books. Those were, outside of like Lord of the Rings, that might be the only book series that I think I know I've read.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm confident I've read those books.
I've read like the first half of the fourth book of that series. I remember I did that in like fifth grade.
I'm trying to think, is there another series of books?
I've never read a book, to be fully transparent with the whole world right now. Never finished a book in my life.
I've read Lord of the Rings. I know I've read those.
I've listened to books. I've listened to audiobooks, but never read all the way through.
I do audiobooks now. That's my jam. But no, outside of like the Bible, Lord of the Rings, and what's the Lightning Thief? That's the name of the first one.
Yeah,
Percy Jackson. That's the name of the movie, the show series. And anyway, good books. Shout out to Mike Riordan. Solid career. I pulled it up while you were. I was flabbergasted.
Yep.
Carved himself out of Providence Friar with 100.
Oh,
it was a
okay. I didn't even see that.
Pick 128. Solid career for being. I mean, what round is pick 128? What was that even in? How do I find it?
I think that year it was the 12th. I think it said he was the fifth pick of the 12th round in 1967. So, yeah.
Oh.
And I saw one season he averaged 18 points a game. This was a name I've never heard of him before, but I saw that he was not like, just a no-name guy on the list of people who have been selected 128. There was a bunch of people who have played like less than 10 games, and then him who's played like 600 plus. And I was like, oh, that's actually a real guy. Just one I've never heard of, but honestly had a good NBA career. Averaged like 10 points a game.
Also crazy he got drafted. He only averaged 10 points in college.
Oh, yeah.
I guess 14 points is 14-9. I retract my previous statement. That's a pretty like solid senior year. I just saw his like overall like averages. I was like, that's not great. But the senior year is what people would, or junior year is what people would have been probably looking at.
He's a 6'4" small forward.
Wow.
Yeah, playing out of his position.
He's got a nickname.
Oh,
Bags.
I don't remember what they were. Oh, yeah,
it was just Bags and Iron Mike.
Iron Mike, yeah.
Shout out. Okay. That's great. That is great.
I'm glad I learned about Mike Riordan today, to be honest.
Yeah.
But here we are on February 2nd, so it's the week of the trade deadline, which means it's also the week of the Super Bowl, or leading up to the Super Bowl every year. And also apparently the Grammys were last night. So I never made that connection before, but are the Grammys always the week before the Super Bowl? Is that a thing?
I have no idea. I know nothing about the Grammys other than I get a bunch of pictures. Usually it's like older people being like, what are they wearing? Like, you see Chapel Roan was naked with nipple piercings. And I'm like, no, I didn't see that, old guy.
I didn't see
Thanks
that
for
either.
putting it in my Facebook feed.
I just looked over at the screen when I was in a bar last night after playing volleyball, after getting a victory
Nice
in our
dub.
rec league.
Dubski.
And I looked over, I saw Justin Bieber wearing like his underwear basically on stage.
Also, we need to go back.
Go back to what?
Bring back meat dresses and like weird Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. Let's get back to a normal level of weird. A weird that you can show your kids.
Yeah.
What's so wrong about a weird you can show your kids?
Honestly, just clean weird. Good, clean weird.
No, also, the chaperone thing, I'm so confused what was going on.
Did you see this at all?
Oh, don't look it up. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy. But shout out. She's also like sneaking up my list. I will not be shocked if she ends up cracking the top 5 of my Spotify Wrapped for 20.
Oh, in 2026? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it would have to be 2026 because the steady climb she got in 2025 in the last quarter didn't crack the top 5. So it would be 2026.
And I'm pretty sure they count at least all of December as part of 2026.
Oh, yeah. She's probably sitting at a firm 3rd place right now, if I could check.
Some people even say November doesn't count towards which I don't know. They don't publicly release what they consider a year, but it's definitely not
get your
a
own
normal
ideas.
calendar year.
Literally every other social media thing ever.
Yeah.
You want to see her YouTube package or whatever they call
Rewind or something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't care. And it's also like you watched 10% of your time on YouTube was watching war documentaries. And I'm like, okay. Thanks for putting me on blast. No, I had a friend. It was literally watch reviews. Like reviews of he wanted to buy a nice watch. And so he watched a bunch of watch reviews. And it was like a palpable amount of the percentage of time he spent on YouTube. And they told him that. And it's all AI slop anyway. Why are we pretending like it's this fine art? No, it's stupid. Anyway, speaking of fine art, Super Bowl commercials suck now, but the greatest sports franchise we're dabbling on ever. It was already there.
Yeah.
But if this turns into like another couple of solid years.
Honestly, you could say Sports City.
Ever. Oh, that's a given.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I think I saw like a graph of like title appearances by each city. And it looks like the death toll of World War II, but backwards. Where it's like ramps up and then it gets to Russia and it's just the moon. It's crazy. I think it's since 2000, Boston has like 21 championship appearances across all sports, which is crazy. Which is crazy considering it's 2026 and there's 21 appearances. Some of those obviously had overlap, but like that's crazy that you're averaging that like almost a appearance a year.
Yeah.
But my beloved Patriots, you can see the old helmet back there. I need to get a new helmet, the silver one, but I just like the old one. Got that purchased. Anyway, it's a great week. Fantastic week. All the dumb questions. All my favorite ones are when the little kids ask questions. And like, it's like a cool moment for like everyone to like, let's not ask something stupid about like, hey, you're going to probably be pretty bad in the Super Bowl. How are you going to try and fix that? It'll be a kid being like, who's your hero? And they'll be like, Cam Newton or whoever the answer is. Drake May used to like Cam Newton, but now they've got beef or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Drake May grew up in Carolina.
Oh.
And Cam Newton obviously is the hero of all people of Carolina. Yeah. If you were a child from like 2014 to 2017, probably.
So it's like Tyrese Halliburton and Giannis. Tyrese Halliburton grew up in Wisconsin, was a big Giannis fan when he was in high school. Now they're like rivals. Yeah.
Well, except Cam Newton doesn't play. He just talks smack as a talking head, and Drake May is like, okay, well, disrespect noted, cataloged, carry on. Anyway, Super Bowl. I'm going to give you a rundown, Logan, because you don't pay that much attention.
Not at all. I had no idea that this was the Super Bowl matchup until like a few days ago, to be honest. And I was shocked when I saw it.
You should be. My beloved Patriots arguably have no right to be there.
What seed were they even?
The 2 seed.
Oh,
but
okay.
People,
it's like a feel-good regular season story type thing.
Oh, yeah. It
was like the Rockets being the 2 seed last year.
Yes. We were... So the way the NFL does its scheduling is bad plays bad. So if you're bad the year before, when they're doing like your matching up, when like this year, the AFC North and the AFC East were partnered together, but for 2 games. Or was it all 4? No, we played all 4. Anyway, you get partnered up and you play the bad teams when you don't play all the entire conference. You play the bad teams of those other conferences. And we also play the NFC South, which just sucks. So we had like a very easy strength of schedule. And people are holding that against us, making us a fraudulent team. Does this ring a bell to you at all? A team that played a very easy conference schedule.
Oh.
And then wait till I get to the playoff run. Wait till I get to the playoff run.
Yeah.
In the first round, we get the Chargers. Good defense, but their entire offensive line has been hurt all season. Not full potential. Get the win. Fraudulent. Next game, we're playing Houston, and it is a sleeting blizzard outside. And CJ Stroud plays the worst game of football since he's been a Pop Warner. He threw like 4 picks in the first half. We have good defense, but it was crazy. The weather was bad. Drake May didn't look good. Got out of there with the Dubsky. Then we go to Denver, and Denver's offense is the equivalent of an elderly person being put on hospice. It's just comfort care. There's no more life in that body.
Did Denver make it past the second round and make it to the third?
They were the 1 seed, yeah. They beat the Bills.
Oh, so they didn't even play the first round.
They don't play the first round because they were the 1
seed. The 2 seed?
The 2 seed does play them.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Which, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. This is a basketball podcast. Anyway, So Denver, their starting quarterback breaks his ankle at the end of the second round game. So the Patriots are against a backup quarterback, and it's already a bad offense. Like it's abysmal. It's terrible. And so it's a slugfest. It's 10-7, and then a blizzard rolls in, and then the offenses on both sides just gave up. There's like, well, we can't kick field goals. They missed like a 25-yard field goal. Like it was bad. The winds was whipping around. It was bad. Patriots sneak out there onto the Super Bowl where they'll play a team that is inevitably supposed to smack down on them because of the fact that they play in the better conference and they're in this they're just supposed to be better. But
what seed were the Seahawks?
They were the 1 seed, but it was like very close. They're good. The Seahawks are good. I'm riding with my boys as always, but we got a very good defense. Very good defense. And I also think people have their offense has sucked in the playoffs. Well, yeah, we played in it was a rainy game, the first game. It was a sleet, snow blizzard, and then it was another blizzard. So in terms of being a high-flying passing offense where passing is a kind of a major element, can be problematic. Also got a pretty solid run game. This will be the worst defense we've played so far.
Oh, really?
Because we played the number 1, number 2, and number 5 defense in the NFL as our 3 playoff games so far. So it'll be good. It'll be fun. Bunch of people pissed off about Bad Bunny doing the halftime show. I guess.
Why are people mad about that?
Because
he doesn't speak English primarily.
That's probably part of it. I just know that people aren't amped. I don't really care. That much because I don't really watch the halftime show. I watch when I'm excited about it, but I don't if I'm not.
It's so not like my happiness is never banking on who's doing the halftime show.
The only reason I watched the Usher halftime show is because I heard Alicia Keys was on it after, so I watched the Alicia Keys part after because I'm a big fan. And then there's not been a Super Bowl time halftime show in my time that I paid attention that will beat the Dr. Dre one. It was art on all fronts, where he just brought in everybody.
Oh, so the recent one, the one in L.A.
The one in L.A. where it was like Mary J. Blige, Snoop 50 Cent,
Kendrick,
Eminem, Kendrick. It was awesome. It was awesome. The Kendrick Lamar one was fine. It was cool. It was good. Too. Also, have you gone back and listened to some of those that beef the songs in that beef,
Not
they're
at
just
all,
bad.
honestly.
They're just straight up not good. The only
The
one that's
disses
kind of
or the
okay
songs?
is not like the song. Like as a
Okay.
song at its core, if this is just released in general, you're like, this is like a 4 out of 10 at best. Not like
Even
this is the not like this is a pretty solid one. That one's like this would be on, but like Meet the Grams, that song's just bad.
Well, that is just like, it was pulled from the pits of hell, honestly. Like that shouldn't exist.
Not a single one of the Drake songs are good songs. It is impressive when you think about like whether you think Drake wrote them or not, whatever. It is impressive thinking that these guys were firing these shots like in 48 hours or less.
Basically, yeah.
Like, no, that's cool. But like in terms of like, should this be anywhere now? No.
Or the best part of it was like the couple disses that Kendrick, like he made a diss and then waited for Drake to release his counter to that one.
And then released it like 2 hours later.
Yeah. Immediately dropped another one. So he already had it ready for the response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a rabbit hole. Shout out Super Bowl 60. Patriots win.
60. Wow.
Give me a 24-7, 24-20 Patriots. I don't think we cover because I'm pretty sure the line's at 4.5. We don't cover, but
but right there.
We're not a great team. We're just a good team. Great teams cover. Good teams win. Speaking of great teams, Nebraska basketball.
Yeah.
Love it. I don't think anybody realizes that I'm not I hate moral victories and loss. Stupid. Usually. Nebraska ball crippled fighting in 2 difficult, legitimate top 10 games.
Yeah.
And holding their own.
Yeah.
The Michigan one is the most impressive win or game. Not win. Obviously, they didn't win. The most impressive game I think I've seen from Nebraska basketball since I've paid attention.
Yeah. Because like they were ranked 3 in the nation, Michigan was, but the like advanced stats all liked them even more than that. Like they were ranked number 1 in net rating and everything.
Well, and then the other thing that gets me is like CBS, I hate them for this graphic and I would like to fist fight the person that made it, said Nebraska down 2 role players. Do you know who didn't play for Nebraska? Rank Mast and Braden Frager.
Which I guess if you want to call him a role player, I wouldn't say that's like...
The third leading scorer on your team feels like a role player?
But he's a 6th man. Like, I understand it more. It's like calling Manu Ginobili a role player on the Spurs. I wouldn't personally say it, but if you want to whip it out, I'm not going to like...
No, but saying Mast.
Yeah,
also, have I shown you my shirt?
Dumb. No.
I'll send you a picture of it. I've got the I'm Full Mast shirt. I'll send you a picture. I've not
heard of that, but that's I like that. That's funny.
No, I saw it was when we played up in South Dakota at the
I watched that game.
Against Oklahoma. That guy got ejected and he was wearing the shirt. I was like, I love that shirt. And I got it for Christmas. Shout out. But anyway, now back to the NBA.
Were they both out for the Illinois game too? Mast
both
and
came back for the Illinois game, I think.
But we're, struggling.
Because I guess Rank Mast was in the ER. Yeah, the emergency room for like fluids and stuff. But before the Illinois game again, like it wasn't just the Michigan game. He was also not feeling good for the Illinois game.
I would imagine. Yeah.
So I hope we bounce back against Purdue. Still top 10 ranked, which is sick.
Yeah. Honestly, to lose 2, like your whole week is 2 losses and you don't drop out of the top 10 is pretty crazy. But
it's also, I think,
I think it's right though.
Voters know ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both were back. But Mast did not look great.
Yeah.
You struggled.
Understandably.
Anyway, pivoting from collegiate basketball to National Basketball Association professional basketball.
Which we should probably take a quick break before we do that.
We should do that. We've been talking for a minute.
So we will see you on the other side of this quick break. All right, welcome back. We're going to be touching on the first NBA topic for today, and that is the All-Star rosters that have been officially announced, even the reserves at this point, which to me, the starters, there wasn't really any surprises there. I think that you could make some arguments between like Steph and Ant was really the only thing that I saw there. But for the reserves, I think there are a handful of like ones that I was just like, that is a little nutty that this person is not in the All-Star game. Did anybody like pop out to you at all? Or
the one that I saw not that it needs to be one person or the other, but the fact that as a collective duo, neither Clipper made it felt weird.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like, I get they started poopy doo-doo, but they've really been the opposite of that. They've been glorious. I did see people speculate, wondering if this was like a shadow punishment of your illegal contract.
Oh, interesting. I just think Kawhi is having the best year of his career, arguably.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. Yeah. My beloved Paolo, but I've not paid attention, so I don't feel like my gut about any of these.
Yeah, the Magic is weird. They have so many players that are like, maybe he's an all-star, especially because the East is weak, but Franz and him haven't played a lot of games together. So then it comes down to Desmond Bane. A lot of people were picking Desmond Bane as the all-star from Orlando. So none of them had a great case. And then Norm Powell was the guy from Miami that a lot of people were putting in. I didn't like that one as much. I think you could have made an argument for Embiid, honestly, even though he started off so slow. He's been like just dominating recently. And I think his trajectory is just continuing to go up.
Also, so I know he's a terrible team. One. You could have thrown your boy with how weird it got at the end. You could have thrown your boy MPJ in there, and I wouldn't have been too terribly upset.
I actually feel like he clearly should be in there, to be honest. I think he was a clear snub.
Brandon Ingram is another guy that's like, the Raptors have been a sneaky team that have been solid, and he's like, obviously they got Scotty Barnes on there. I don't think they're so good they need two of them.
Yeah.
But wait, is there there's no teammates in the East? I just realized that.
Oh, really?
I lied. 2 Pistons. There's 2 Pistons. Cade and Jalen Duren. Also, shout out. You called it a year early. The Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham thing is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You said it last year, and it didn't quite fully come to fruition last year.
It was before the FIBA.
I thought it was it after the FIBA?
It was going into FIBA. Okay. They were playing, the Team USA was playing that select team that didn't make the team. Yeah. So that was 2023. Because the Olympics were 2024.
So essentially, identically, what you said was like, this is what this could look like at its peak. It feels like we're knocking on the peak.
Yeah.
So shout out to those guys both. First, no, Cade's been an all-star.
Cade was an all-star last year. Yes, he was.
Jalen Duren, congratulations, first-time all-star. Is there another first-time all-star that I missed?
I think Jalen Johnson's a first-time all-star.
Jalen Johnson is a first-time. Is Norman Powell a first-time?
He's got to be. Yeah, for sure.
He has.
There's no way.
And other than that, I think everybody else has made it for the East.
He's in the East, yeah. In the West, Denny Avdia, my guy. Which, honestly, once you get to the bench, Ant was the first name, obviously, for me, because he was like basically a starter. There were 6 starters in the West. And then after that, Jamal and Denny are the 2 top names for me. I'm
glad Jamal made it, and he actually earned it this time, instead of just people being like, Jamal should be there, and like, who do you get rid of?
And so I hate all of the narratives. Every game since he's been announced is like, people are like, which I guess there's only been one game, but every time I've heard people talk about it since it's been announced, people are like, it's just a travesty, or like, it's just a war crime, basically, that he hasn't been in an all-star before. And it's like, that is just not true. He's not deserved it before this. Like, he's had the first year where he looks like an all-star, but it's never been when it matters to actually get voted an all-star.
It's after. It's like almost immediately after every time.
Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully,
was there any other shocks in the West other than the double Clippers? I don't think there was another one that I could.
I mean, for me, I thought Kawhi was a lock to get in, and that was really surprising. And then the last name.
Do you think that like a shadow punishment of you're getting paid illegally is a thing? Maybe.
I don't know why that would be what they chose to use as the punishment, though, to just not let him be an all-star.
Because there's no fiscal anything attached to this, right?
No, I mean, if anything, a lot of players prefer this because they get a vacation instead of having to work more, But the last name on the bench for me was like coming down to a really big argument in my head between Lauri Markkanen and Alperen Şengün. I thought both of them had a really good case for the last spot.
They gave it to LeBron.
Which I think I would have put like James Harden, Julius Randle.
But also, is this like a hedging the bets that if this is LeBron's last year, like if it does truly explode, like if he announces after this game, I'm done? Because it's kind of like a Kobe Dirk was not an all-star his last all-star game.
But the thing is, with that year, when they had Dirk and Dwayne Wade both be all-stars, they recognized it as a different thing. They didn't get voted in as all-stars. They were honorary all-star selections that they added in on top of the normal all-star roster. You know what I mean?
They weren't robbing anybody younger of a spot. Yeah.
So I feel like with LeBron, they should have just done that. Instead, the coaches actually voted him into the bench, which I thought was just crazy. It was like, I think Austin Reeves deserves an all-star spot over LeBron James this season, to be honest.
And the other 4 names you said in the West also, maybe.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Uh-huh.
Also, they just need to get rid of this, make it different, do something fun and crazy.
Yeah. The format is, I don't know why they've
I think they need to make it a mini FIBA like hockey does.
Well, I think that was the goal, like what they're trying to do. It's just in hockey, they actually have enough people from 4 countries specifically.
But if you were to do Europe, Southern Hemisphere, US, Canada.
Europe, Southern Hemisphere, US, Canada. I guess who does that exclude? That would exclude
nobody.
It would exclude Rui Hachimura, I guess, but he's not an all-star.
Is Japan not in the Southern?
I don't think so. Pretty sure they're Northern Hemisphere.
Because I don't know. Could you do Asia, Pacifico?
Eurasia.
No, that would be Asia. Actually, doesn't have that many now that I think about it.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of Asian. There probably wouldn't.
I was more leaning into doing Asia and Oceania as a joint.
Oh,
because Europe is a saturated market.
Yeah, I also don't like that they're counting Joel Embiid. If he were to make it in as a reserve or as a injury substitution, he's considered an American player.
Because he's an American player now.
Because I just hate that. He represented the U.S.
No, the U.S. doesn't. We've already had. I don't know if it's been ever an argument, but I'm almost positive the U.S. does not recognize dual citizenship. So if you claim to be an American, you are an American. Nothing else. We don't.
Okay, but this isn't about your. I feel like this game, it's just supposed to be about where you're from. It's not about you because he doesn't play for Cameroon because they're never eligible to play for in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If they were, I feel like he probably would play for Cameroon. He's a Cameroonian player. He's a person from Cameroon. I feel like he should just be a part of the world team, especially if we're counting Cat and Norman Powell as international players. Just because they play for those teams in the FIBA and stuff, even though they're not citizens, they're just every team, every nation in FIBA is allowed one naturalized player, and they are allowed to bring in even if they don't live there, it's somebody who has a descendant, roots from that country. So Norman Powell plays for Bahamas, and Cat plays for Dominican Republic. So I just think that's dumb that they are counting people who are born in the U.S.
The U.S. acknowledges. What does the U.S. not acknowledge? Pause. Don't answer that. You could do a long list of things. The U.S. does recognize and allow dual citizenship.
Okay.
Did they used to not?
Not sure. I wouldn't be able to answer that one for you. But I don't know. I just thought it was a dumb thing that Joel Embiid.
It was 1967.
1967 what?
Is when they became to truly accept and recognize dual citizenship.
Oh, dual citizenship. Okay.
I don't know why I thought they didn't. I thought there was a thing that I remember reading or listening to about.
Maybe it had to do with World War II.
I thought maybe it was Serge Ibaka. I know. I think it was a recency thing. But Serge Ibaka also is just 12 million. Maybe it was Osi Umenyiora, a old Giants defensive end. Anyway, doesn't matter. I was wrong. I apologize for the people I confused in the past and previous to this sentence.
Just every time moving forward as well.
I will stop now that I've been corrected. But oops.
Oh, you just mean it for that specific thing. I thought you meant every time you've ever been wrong.
No. That specific thing, because that was blatantly wrong.
No, you're good. For the All-Star game, I just wish it would be East versus West or Team USA versus Team World. I guess if you want to do that, that's fine by me. It's just you have to get to a place where you can do 15 and 15 on each side. It's just, I don't know. I prefer that they just don't keep messing with all this stuff. They just do 15 per conference. I do think they should expand it to 15 rather than 12. I think that would be a better thing for including the players that need to be included for like a historical perspective, because there's way more teams now than there ever have been. Like the league is bigger, but we've always had the same number of all-stars ever since the very beginning of the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But
so just do, and then I guess if you want to do something stupid, you could just do the 3 or the 15, make them 3 teams of 5, and they play 3. If like you wanted to make it some dumb thing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that I think with the just play a game is they don't just play a game anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like the pickup tournament thing either. I don't like that either.
Well, no, I don't like that either. But like even when they do play a game, it's not a game. It's just like
I see what you
crazy,
mean. Competitively wise, yeah.
Which, and I am totally on the board with the players being like, I'm not going to fight for my life in a game that means nothing.
I heard this idea. I feel like you would
do what baseball
this.
does. You get home court if your side wins.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that idea plenty of times. I'm not opposed to that necessarily. I feel like the first time I would be maybe opposed to it is if it like affected my team negatively. Like once the Nuggets are in the finals and it's like, oh, we don't get home court because of that stupid all-star, like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I could see that. But the idea that I heard that I feel like you would like, and I feel like it would be interesting, is keep it like this format, except for that 4th team that you have in the tournament. Instead of having that be like the Rising Stars or whatever they're doing with it, have that be a team of players called like the snub team. So the players who were snubbed from the All-Star game, that like they volunteer for it. So like they are like, I'm going to put money down that I can beat, that we can make a team and beat these All-Stars, beat the guys who are actually picked over us. You know what I mean? So then it becomes like this competitive thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be interesting.
That would be awesome, but the only, I think, hurdle to that would just becoming a thing is like what that would be saying about like, because of how the All-Stars are chosen, it'd be like the NBA platforming players to say, I think your coaches are stupid. Like, not like directly, but like in an indirect way, kind of.
Yeah.
But that would, I think, if it was essentially like I'm calling out the All-Stars, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. That sounds like Jaylen Brown never wants to be an actual All-Star again. He wants to be snubbed in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But see, then it'd have to be vetted somehow. Because Peyton Pritchard would say, I should be an All-Star.
Yeah, no, but I'm okay with that. I feel like they, like, Patrick Beverley would have been on that team every year. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be so fun because, like, they're the guys that would make
Peyton Pritchard's demeanor. I think he's a professional baller, but Pat Beverly's a way better example.
But like, those are guys that are just uber competitive and would make it matter so much more. You know what I mean? Like the players would go much harder in a game like
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, yeah,
would
definitely be a part of it.
Honestly,
every year.
Yeah, that's a good.
Just make those guys play the All-Star team and like have a game.
Yeah, that would be fun for us, but I feel like the players would hate that more than what they like already like. I feel like they would prefer a competitive game against the other All-Stars than that.
Yeah. Yeah. But to get to that game where they play the other All-Stars, they first have to beat, that team. It's getting a little tournament.
I guess. I feel like every single sport except for hockey has, baseball's kind of held on to it. But All-Star weekend, it's over. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it was. It's not a game.
Yeah. I still like Saturday night, honestly, but Sunday night,
all the extra little game things.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like that's the only thing that baseball still kind of has. The game this past year was really crazy fun for baseball. As a not baseball guy, that's just what I was told.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was like a walk-off from Kyle Schwarber, I think, or something. It was a cool deal. Anyway. But baseball is also where you're not going to get hurt doing it. Like the NFL,
it's easy to kind of half-ass it and still make it competitive in baseball.
Yeah.
You're saying. Yeah.
But then like football or basketball, if guys are like playing hard, you have like a 110 to 107 game of like so it'll be fine until 1 year it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it's like
hurt. Yeah.
A big issue. But it's I think it's just over. I think the era of like the game meaning anything is just dead. One thing though they could do to make my serotonin feel better, just put them in their jerseys. Stop doing these other random jersey crap. Mm-hmm. Let the East wear, it doesn't work now, but like if they go back to just the game, let the East wear home and the West wear away, and then you flip-flop every year. Just do it. Because
I think it's
watching a Piston throw a lob to a Pacer, it brings peace to the world.
Mm-hmm. This year, watching Jamal and Jokic run two-man game in the All-Star game will be interesting. As a Nuggets fan, that'll be,
a dream.
Made it.
A wet dream.
First Jokic teammate to be an All-Star ever, which is pretty crazy.
Jamal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like he's never played with a teammate
All-Star.
that has made an All-Star team within the last 4 years of him playing with them.
Wow.
Which is unprecedented. If you look around, like Magic, like every big player, big name
has a guy, at least a guy with him.
Exactly. Yeah. But Murray is finally, broken that streak, which I think is fair because he's honestly better than you would like. 0 All-Star selections would, paint.
Yes,
for him.
but he's just good. Like we said earlier, just good at the absolute worst times.
Yeah.
In terms of this pretend stupid game that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of winning a championship, usually he's been actually good at the right time.
Good at the very correct times.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything else on the All-Star game other than I think it sucks. How do you feel about the use of the inside the NBA crew this year? Or the lack thereof?
Yeah. Before like this past weekend, I'm pretty sure they were only on like 2 or 3 times, like the whole season or something like that.
Which feels weird.
Yeah. I heard Charles Barkley say, he was like, I said I didn't want to be on all those other ESPN shows like First Take and stuff like that. I didn't mean I didn't want to be on the air on, on Inside the NBA.
But he yelled at somebody. Was it Colin Cowherd? He called him stupid.
Oh, I have no idea about that, but probably. Yeah.
That sounds right. And then
he said on air, like they mentioned it multiple times on air, like making jokes about how they haven't been on very much. Which
also, hey, the NBA doesn't matter to ESPN right now. Like, Do you know who owns 10% of ESPN? The NFL. The NFL really? Officially, as of yesterday, owns 10% of ESPN because of the acquisition of NFL Network by ESPN. So ESPN is not like, obviously they're not going to ignore basketball, but I'm sure we will see the Inside the NBA crew ramp up dramatically after Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure.
Just because of Roger Goodell is a rat weasel that wants to crush every other sport that's not his and will go out of his way to do so. I'm convinced the NFL would move the NFL draft if it could mess with the NBA more and not affect them that bad.
I mean, they do it during the NBA playoffs, don't they?
They do it like, let's move it to the end of April. But they'd be like, let's try June one year. First week of June? Does mid-June sound good to you guys to do our draft? And let's make it a 4-day thing and make it go over the weekend. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll have the first day be Friday. Oh, when would game 7 be? Let's have a nighttime 7th round. Because they know that they can just win almost no matter what.
Yeah.
Which is lame, but it's just what they do because when you're winning, I guess.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
That's why the NBA should move their season and make there be less games.
Yeah. No, I'm on that board for sure. Or on that boat. But Prime and NBC, both their broadcasts are just, they blow ESPN out of the water this year.
Not hard to do.
They're just so much better. Night and day.
Yeah. Because who has been doing the main color and play-by-play?
On NBC, it's usually Noah Eagle, and on Prime, it's usually Kevin Harlan as the play-by-play.
Yep. I didn't remember which one they put Harlan on.
Yeah, he's on Prime. And then for the color guys, I think Stan Van Gundy is usually on Prime. NBC, they have Dwayne Wade is on NBC quite often. Candace Parker, I believe, also. In the studio for NBC, they always have Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Carmelo Anthony as the panel.
I was wondering if he was trying to do it during the NFL season, but you are going to get a blessing of Mike Tirico once the NFL season's over.
with Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, no, Mike Tirico has also done a lot of play-by-play. Sorry,
he has been doing play-by-play. I didn't know if he was like trying to do it with, because I've just not been that plugged into the NBA this year, so I haven't.
Yeah, so he's the number one play-by-play guy for NBC. Yep. Noah Eagle's number 2.
Noah Eagle felt crazy. Like, he's good. He gets way too much flack for being a nepo baby. He's good.
Yeah,
like,
he's very good. Yeah. I'm surprised people even. It's just because he's his son, but yeah,
him and Joe Buck get a lot of crap for being only reason you're there is because you're a nepo baby, but they're both good.
He's
so
clearly
who cares?
Very good at his job. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I knew Harlan would find a home. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been doing great on Prime. Prime is by far my favorite. Like I think NBC is really good too, but Prime is just so good the way that they do the studio show afterwards. Like I like that more than Inside the NBA, to be honest. The Blake Griffin, UD, and Steve Nash and Dirk, all those guys with Taylor.
I also think it's because they have like a nice balance of like all the smoke and Old Man and the Three. If you take the vibes of both of those shows, like it has elements of both. Where it's like
they spent a lot of money on the cast. It feels like they just got like Hall of Famers.
No, because that's one thing I've seen clips of, and I'm like, oh, this is actually like a.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it was the Prime show.
Yeah, that's their Prime studio show for every game, and then they interview people a lot after the games. Like they'll get people in the studio with them, and they just go into like different details, different like breaking down the game. They have a court in the studio that they like do breakdowns on a lot. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'd highly recommend Prime.
Blake Griffin is also turning into like, he's going to be this generation's like, that guy really translated to media life.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Celtics legend.
Yeah. I feel like he's like he's like a smart Barkley. He's like a smart Charles Barkley.
But nothing will beat the whole big San Antonio women bit that went, I don't know how many years it went. That is one of the greatest. It's probably.
Yeah. Especially now that Charles Barkley has slimmed down so much, like he's more.
And he said, "I get Ozempic," right? He's like openly been like, "That's." I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Anyway, that's crazy.
But we'll take another quick break here before we get to some like happenings, things that's gone down since the last time we recorded, because it's been a little while, and there's been a lot of happenings. So we'll do that after this quick break. We'll see you on the other side. All right, welcome back. We are going to talk about just some of the random topics, random things that have happened since we last spoke. First one being Jimmy Butler tearing his ACL. Also being mic'd up while he tore his ACL was interesting to watch on the broadcast. But yeah, the Warriors definitely done for the season unless they somehow just pull something off, make a big move. Package Jimmy Butler's contract with some other stuff like Jonathan Kuminga, maybe. People are talking about maybe them getting Giannis. I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't think they get Giannis unless it's like they nuke themselves to where they suck. Even with like, you can only suck so bad when you have Curry and Giannis, but like they'll be so detrimentally gutted that if they don't win this year, they will fire their entire front office because the gamble was not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like you have to be pretty desperate with trying to win another championship with Steph. If you think that's even realistic, getting Giannis, I honestly feel like that might be the best team to do that. Be quite honest, to just
do a Hail Mary, let's get one, push all the chips in.
Yeah, because like the Bucks might do it for Butler, Kuminga, because Warriors control all of their own picks also. And they're like an old team to where the Bucks can feel pretty good about like
those picks might be worth something.
Exactly.
And like, is there like a non-zero chance that like if they win, Curry doesn't retire? Like, is that?
Yeah, honestly. And then those picks are really valuable. So.
But then they're also like to a certain extent have to be weighing the like, is Jimmy Butler going to come back? And if he does, is he going to be a player worth that amount of money? Like, are we just getting a salary dump with a fancy name on it, or what is that going to look like? One of the teams that I hope gets Giannis, I guess that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about the trade talk. We'll do that later in the week.
Okay.
I am sure the Giannis thing will be the Bucks ramping it up until 4:00 on the 5th or whatever the time is. They'll be like, oh, well, actually, but Minnesota is a team that I think would be awesome to make if they can make the pieces work. just because I want to see Ant paired with Giannis more than anything would be amazing. But
and that's something Giannis specifically said also, which was interesting, that he was like, I want to play with Ant, which I'm sure complicates things for Randall and Gobert. Like Randall and Gobert have to be thinking like, well, if that happens, one of us is not going to be here. Like
with like a sprinkle of a chance of both of us not being here.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
money-wise, I don't know if that quite... Anyway, but yeah.
But I mean, somehow, if they were able to pull off having all four of them together, which I don't think would work financially, that would not be the best spacing, having Gobert, Giannis, and Randall. But Randall's shooting better than he used to.
You get rid of Gobert, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you bring in Giannis and Gobert together don't seem like a very, complementary fit at all, other than defensively. But on offense, that just would not work. So Gobert would have to be the guy going out there, I would think. But yeah, those are the two of the biggest teams that I've heard rumored. But as for the Warriors, though, other things that they could do to get better, to maybe improve their chances of competing in a playoff series this year, I've heard MPJ being the guy that they go get, which would be interesting.
Which would be what Kuminga thinks he is.
Yeah.
So you could just get what Kuminga thinks he is. He's not paid crazy. Like money-wise, he's attainable.
Well, I mean, I think it's like $40 million. So it would be like double Kuminga.
It is more than I thought it was then.
Yeah. No, that's the reason why the Nuggets traded him. But yeah. He has been playing so well this season that it's ridiculous. I was not imagining this. Like you could like look at it from afar and be like, oh, good stats, bad team. But when you actually look at the numbers of like, he's helping them win games. Like they're plus 11 with him on the court, plus 11 per 100. That's a good team. Yeah. He's just playing winning basketball, and he's averaging like over 3 assists a game. It's like
he's also the one guy to like, at this point, it's very short stinted. It's just been this season so far, but like to defy the Jokic law of like, I make you better, you suck when you leave. Because that's like almost always what happens unless you get paired up with someone of my equal aura or stratosphere. Like,
yeah, or if you just didn't get a chance on the Nuggets, like Colin Gillespie, like barely played for the Nuggets, and now he's the starting point guard in Phoenix. But yeah, he just never got really a chance. So
yeah.
But like, as for guys who are playing, Michael Porter Jr.
They always get worse. Always.
Yeah, but this time, I mean, I don't know if he's like clearly better than he was in a Nuggets uniform. It's just like
he's not worse.
He's definitely not worse. Yeah, that's for sure. He's getting less open shots, so yeah, his 3-point percentage is down from his peak in Denver, but he's just creating his own shot in lots of different ways, and he's just a really good, efficient player, even with all the volume. So,
and I think the defense is stuck. He still tries defensively.
Yeah, he's always been very underrated defensively. I would say just because of like how bad he was early on and how much of a narrative that became, and then just continued his whole time here in Denver. But he's got good size, good positioning. The only thing is he just sometimes has he has mental lapses, doesn't know where he's supposed to be. But if getting switched on to MPJ in space, that's a big common mistake that a lot of people used to make, where it was like, if you just hunt MPJ on switches, you're going to easy buckets. That's not true. Like he's big, he's long, he can like defend.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete. Like you're not going to score that easily against him. That's not where he is a defensive liability. It's like the other stuff. But
before the switch happened, when things are running around and all that stuff.
Yeah, but, backdoor cuts. Stuff like that. Paul George has been suspended for 25 games. It's just crazy how the Sixers have they have disaster scenarios one after another.
I called this one.
You called this one?
That Paul George was going to Omega suck and never be good again?
I don't know if that means that he gets suspended for 25 games.
No, but that he would be a bad thing.
Though. He's not a star anymore, but he was like really, and he's the most overpaid fourth option, role player of all time. He's making $50 million. But if you overlook that, if you just don't look at what he's being paid,
if you just look at if money's not real, salary cap is off.
He was a good role player this season, honestly, for them.
Which you'd hope it's overqualified. Paul George. Yeah. You'd hope he'd be a good role player.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. But now,
also, this is Tyrese Maxey's team. Has that officially happened? I think so.
Absolutely. I mean, Joel Embiid is like, he's like flirting with his old self right now. But you can't ever like be sure that that's going to stick around or stay, in place for longer than a few weeks at a time. So, but even in this stretch, like Tyrese Maxey has been taking like the most shots and controlling things. He's really leveled up as a playmaker, I think, this year too. And him and VJ Edgecombe is just like this dynamic backcourt. Yeah, it's crazy good.
Though
Jared McCain is coming along too. He was like not looking good at all this year, McCain, but he's coming back. He's coming into his own now again also. So yeah, everything is looking good for the Sixers until this happened, the Paul George's suspension, which is going to be a big hit. I was thinking they could like be a challenger in the East, to be honest. Like they were trending that way to be a team that could potentially beat the Pistons or the Celtics and win out the whole conference. But I think that is much less realistic now. I would gauge because they're not really all that far above the play-in. Like they could fall into the play-in. I think they're only
a game and a half out of the play-in at the moment.
Yeah. So,
and they are only 3.5 from not being in the playoffs
at all. Okay, out of the 10,
4.5. Sorry, 4.5. But
yeah,
that's a drop. But if you don't have a big key piece for a while, and if Joel Embiid disappears, and
yeah, exactly, which is not unforeseeable at all. So it's going to be tricky for them to try to manage. And Trae Young is another thing that happened. He's in a Wizards uniform. Apparently, that's where he wanted to go, as he said. I don't know if you heard that, but he had like a list at where he wanted to go, and the only team on the list was the Washington Wizards. I would say that was because he knew that was the only team that was interested in him at that point. It was the only team that was like maybe in the talks for making a deal.
So his list was longer, and then he added to the list, what are things that I want from the team I want to go to? I want to be wanted. And then he's like, oh, wait, there's only one team.
Exactly. He just wanted to be like, this is the team I'm probably going to. So I'm going to say, that's the team I want. That's going to be my first choice. Yeah. So the fan base, brings him in with open arms. And also,
I'm gonna go to the bottom of the East by choice. Like, so bad. The only team that's equal to bad as them is the team that's like missing so many pieces that make them good.
Oh, wait, who is this?
The Pacers.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the Nets for a second, but so those three teams are kind of at the bottom. But the Nets are honestly kind of better than both those teams.
The Nets, I'm like, I think about it. I'm like, this isn't free. Yeah. The other two, I'm like, how have they won 13 games?
Yeah. The Wizards, they can pop on the right night a little bit, but yeah, they're not a good team overall at all. But Alex Sarr's come along. He's a keeper for sure. But that will be an interesting pick and roll duo once we finally see it. I don't know why Trae Young still hasn't played yet. I don't know if he's just going to sit out the rest of the year because
Trae Young.
Yeah, I have no idea. But that was interesting to see that happen. And also the detail that I haven't said yet. Travis Schlenk, the guy who drafted Trae Young, who traded Luka Doncic for Trae Young on draft night, is the GM of the Wizards now. And that's kind of why that deal happened. So
that's also crazy to like hit your wagon. Out of all the people, Trae Young. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Like, you said it when we were on the phone, and I'd like to elaborate on this at a different date when it's not getting so late. But you said something to the effect of like, are we sure that Derek White's not better than Trae Young at basketball? Yeah. Like, Trae Young is better at being Trae Young than Derek White will ever be. Mm-hmm. But like, that's the only way that Trae Young's better than Derek White.
Yeah,
is the thing that it's just interesting. Like, if you get guys out of
an option, you would want Trae Young, but building a championship squad, I think I'd rather have Derek White.
I definitely would. Well, I'm also biased, but
yeah.
Derek White's the only person that's ever made me overcome my hatred of Colorado. Most of the time, I hear that somebody went to Colorado and I'm done. He's the only one that stood the test of time. Like a bunch of years ago, New England drafted a tackle named Nate Solder. Mm. I was so happy when he got traded. I hated that guy.
Yeah, just because of the Buffs.
Just because of the stupid Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah. No, makes sense to just have that consistent hate for a franchise or a college program, whatever you want to call it. And then other things to touch on. Big news for this podcast. This is probably the only podcast this is big news for. But Vít Krejčí and Duop Reath got traded for one another. Two of my guys. It was Duop Reath and 2 second-round picks from the Blazers in 27 and 30 for Vít Krejčí. I think the reason this deal was made is because the Hawks have no center depth, with Porzingis continuing to not be available.
Did you see they put a name on what he has?
Oh, did they? I did not hear about this. And it's not the Latvian flu. POTS. Is that what you said?
Postural orthostatic tachycardic syndrome.
Okay. And that's not invented now for him. It's like a thing that's existed.
It has existed.
Right. Interesting. I'll have to look into that after this.
Wait.
I did not hear that.
While with the Hawks, he was sidelined by a separate mystery illness.
That's different than that one you're saying.
But this is why that's why he was out for the Celtics playoffs, was POTS.
Okay. And now he has a different one? I didn't realize this was a different sickness that he had.
This is what the Google AI overview says. So it's not super locked in, but POTS is what they called it.
Interesting.
Which I think that anyway, I don't need to guess what POTS is related to, but apparently you can fix it with a high salt diet and a strict non-basketball resting schedule.
That's what it says.
I think it's because it's like AIing it to Porzingis, but it just makes me laugh that came up. Like, oh, someone looks up how to cure POTS, non-basketball resting schedule, and high salt diet. Man, just munching on pretzels.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, that's funny. But yeah, Vít Krejčí being added to the Blazers also is fun because I love the Blazers so much, and Duop Reath just never got in for them because they have so many bigs. So this makes it's better for both teams. Every party involved, including me, it's better. So I'm happy for that one. The other trade that happened that was very I don't know. It just is so telling of how the Kings have no idea what they're doing to such a degree that like they traded Valanciunas, who's a good NBA center, especially as like a backup. But they traded him for Dario Saric, who's just nobody wants, like he's on a contract that nobody wants at all. They did that so they could, salary dump $5 million a year to sign Dennis Schroeder to a contract nobody else in the league was looking to sign him for $14 million a year. And now at this trade deadline, they trade both those players attached with picks to get off of them and take on more salary and getting DeAndre Hunter. And now they're above the luxury tax. What are they doing? Why? Why is this the way Sacramento does things?
I think that it needs to be gutted, but it won't because of who the people are. Like, they need to start over.
Uh-huh.
Also, have you heard all this craziness with, that was the Vikings GM. I thought it was the Bucks GM. Never mind.
Oh.
Anyway. But the Kings are back to what you thought the Kings were. Like what your brain is like, are the Kings good? Probably not. I don't need to look. They're probably bad. The last couple of years, they've defied that.
Yeah.
They're back.
They're back.
They're back to the,
it's so crazy. Light the Beam was just, nobody knew how close that was to just completely falling apart. But it did.
Yeah, it makes Mike Brown look like a fucking wizard, though.
Yeah, but how do you get rid of all of those players that made that?
It's almost like the Lakers did the exact same thing, except that freak still has a job because Nico Harrison can't read. Dude, I hate Rob Pelinka so much.
Yeah.
As an entity, I feel like he's the NBA equivalent of Scooter Bronson. Is that the bad guy in music?
Scooter Braun is he's
the record label guy
manager. Yeah.
The evil guy that people hate for no reason.
I don't know about that part, but I just know
somehow
that he's
dating Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
I always thought that was an evil guy.
He's like Justin Bieber's childhood friend and manager.
Oh, maybe he's not evil then.
He might be. I'm not plugged in about like the
gossip. I felt bad calling Rob Pelinka the Harvey Weinstein of the NBA, so I was trying to find like a less like a less aggressive.
Yeah. So I'm
not a good.
Yeah, whip out the Scooter Braun. We'll go with that one.
I feel like maybe it's just Swifties think he's evil.
Oh,
that's probably true or possible. They think everybody's evil,
except for Taylor Swift.
That's true, except for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has been given a pass until their inevitable divorce and follow up out. Sorry, I don't. That's terrible. I hope they have a long.
Are they married?
They're getting married.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that now that they got engaged.
I think it's this summer. I'm not paying that close attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a big wedding, I'm sure.
Also, but imagine being a millionaire, like a very successful Uber millionaire, and you get married and you have to sign a prenup because the other person is so omega more successful than you. Like, get the genders out of the whole thing. But like, imagine being like, oh, I have $70 million to my name. I'm a $70 million individual.
One of the greatest football players ever, basically.
Yeah, at your position.
Yeah.
Like, no, but I'm saying remove the gender from it, just as a rich person.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to sign a prenup because the person you're marrying is a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And you're so insignificant that they don't, like, that's crazy.
Arguably the most successful musical artist of all time.
Yeah, in terms of marketing themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you could be on the Forbes richest people list it's like you'd be like all the women at the top of their list. Mm-hmm. For like richest women, it's usually just divorced of the richest men. That's it's like a weird chunk of that. I think it's like 8 of the top 10.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But you're Bezos that, but the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, that whole deal. Anyway, we got off of a weird thing. We talked about Trae Young isn't there. Yeah, LeBron is being a whiny loser. DeAndre Hunter
got traded to the Kings for some reason. But I do like the Cavs getting Keon Ellis, another one of my guys getting traded. Keon Ellis added to the Cavs. The only thing I don't like about this is the Cavs have way more guards now. They already had too many guards. Now they have Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis added to Darius Garland and Craig Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell, Sam Merrill.
And it's almost like their guard play is not what made them lose in the playoff. Well, I guess it is a little bit because Darius Garland got scared, but like,
oh yeah, broke his toe.
I don't know. It seems weird to me the way that teams are like.
I mean, DeAndre Hunter was having a terrible season, so but like I guess they gave up on the small forward position altogether. They're like,
like is Keon Ellis?
He's like 6'4".
No, I know, but like. Is he like their third or fourth 2 guard?
Like he's going to be playing 3 for sure because he's like.
But even then, playing at the 3, he's not going to play over Dean Wade.
I think he might. In some
they'll
matchups.
Just go that small. They'll just commit.
He's been playing 3 and 4 for the Kings for the past 2 years. So like.
But the Kings are the Kings.
Yeah.
If you're taking what the Kings did and applying it to yourself. You're doing something wrong. That's self-harm.
I think that whenever they were playing him, they were making he's one of the only guys who could defend anything. He's a very good guard defender, but he's also better at defending guys like LeBron than anyone else on the roster is. Just because he's the only guy that can do it. So you know, they would have this 6'4", 195-pound guy.
No, I'm very familiar with the small boys banging with the big bodies.
But it's different because Drew Holiday and Marcus Smart are both like thick. Like Keon Ellis is like a twig. You know what I mean?
Is he that small looking?
He's pretty skinny. He's 6'4" and skinny.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think my brain had him like. I don't know what body my brain had his like face on, but it wasn't his. It wasn't his.
Yeah, no, he's a skinny dude.
No, he looks like someone just kind of like aspect ratioed so the ratio stayed correct and shrunk down. Oh, I forgot his name. Oh no. The guy that was gonna NBA be a big deal and then he had to go to Eastern Michigan and then he was on the
Emoni Bates.
Emoni Bates.
Yeah.
Feels like honestly, that guy.
Yeah.
But smaller because Emoni Bates is like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So just,
I think they probably weigh the same, to be honest, because that's how skinny Emoni Bates was. But yeah, Keon Ellis is definitely not thick. What is he listed at weight wise? I'm guessing it's probably like 190.
175 on ESPN. I'll look up a Basketball Reference.
Really? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I felt like he probably weighed a little bit more than he looked, but just because how strong he seems to be.
175.
Wow.
6'4", 175.
He is definitely outstrengthening his weight class. That's for sure. But yeah, he'll be being forced to play a lot of forward for the Cleveland Cavaliers, which Dean Wade is kind of like the opposite way. Dean Wade feels like he's more naturally a big, like a 4'5", but he's like sneakily mobile for that big of a guy and can defend threes. So they have to play him there. And that because they already have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. The Cavs are just a hodgepodge. They just don't have a good fit of positional players. They have talent. It's just they don't have a good positional depth chart at all. They're way too heavy in the guard rotation and then a little bit too heavy in the bigs and just no wings. So, which
is weird, and we're in a aggressively wing dominant NBA.
Yep.
And they just said we don't need those.
Once Max Strus finally comes back, that'll be the starting three that they've been looking for, but he's been out the entire season.
Are they in the Giannis sweepstakes?
Honestly, they are one of the teams, I would say. I think they can give the Bucks the best individual player, and that's Evan Mobley. If they trade Mobley for,
but is that worth it? You think?
I don't know.
No, I'm not saying that sounds crazy, but like Giannis is Giannis. I'm not denying Giannis. I think that Giannis being like Jokic and Giannis have broken people's brains in terms of how insanely good they both are. Like historically, they might go around and both be like, in terms of raw basketball talent, oh, these guys are like both like top 10 guys. But they just are doing it like game in and game out, so people are becoming numb to it. Remember when a triple-double was cool? Like, did you hear there was a triple-double in the NBA this week?
Yeah. Jokic has just as many triple-doubles as not triple-doubles this season. So,
like, what?
Yeah,
anyway,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. We're just desensitized because of the insano greatness we're experiencing. Like, it's nuts.
No, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, Giannis being traded for Evan Mobley would be interesting for sure. I think the Bucks would want to do it. The Cavs, yeah, that would be interesting. To mix anything up right now, just because of how the Cavs have struggled so much this season, I could see it. Like, I think it's defendable. But me being like one of the biggest Evan Mobley guys there are,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't feel great about it. I think Garland is, like, in theory, the better trade candidate, like from when you think about it just at the first level. But when you think about it more, it's like, he's been having such a bad season that he's really tanked his trade value so much that there's not a great return you're probably going to get for Darius Garland at this point.
And Giannis is a great return.
Yeah, it's definitely not Giannis. You're not going to get that for Darius Garland at this point. At least I would be surprised. But I think it's more, like, honestly, with the Giannis thing, I think it's probably more possible or probable that the Bucks just end up doing nothing this trade deadline and keeping Giannis, and then maybe trading him in the offseason when, like, more trades can be done. Like, there's more clarity on where people's picks are going to be and, stuff like that.
Also, why do people keep pretending like the Heat have anything to offer anybody?
That could happen. I think that's one of the more realistic ones too. Tyler Hero and just a bunch of picks and stuff for Giannis. Like,
I just feel like we did this with Dame.
But the thing is, Pat Riley never made that offer for Dame. People were making that deal up. It's just the Heat were never willing to do that deal to get Dame.
Oh my goodness.
Pat Riley just kept sitting on his hands and was like, I'll offer you Nikola Jovic for Damian Lillard.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this trade that somebody cooked up for the Wolves to get Giannis, and it's crazy.
Who's in it?
The Wolves get Giannis, Thanasis, and Gary Trent Jr.
Okay.
The Bucks get RJ Barrett, Joan Beringer.
So it's a 3-team trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob Dillingham, Julius Randle, Terrence Shannon Jr., a 2026 first from the Raptors, a 2029 first from the Raptors, a 2028 first round swap from the T-Wolves, a 2030 first round swap, which is the worst of the T-Wolves or Spurs, a bunch of extra words, 2027 second from the Cavs. So it's 4 firsts, 3 seconds, and then Toronto gets Cole Anthony and Jaden McDaniels. Should have been a Nugget.
Jaden McDaniels. Okay, that would be big. I think Jaden McDaniels has more trade value than RJ Barrett. I don't think that math makes sense, but
that just feels like so many things moving.
Yeah. And well, I guess the Raptors are giving up a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would they give up that many picks? It's like
literally all of these trades. It's not just Giannis going. It's both of them.
Oh, Thanasis. And what about they're leaving behind Alex or whichever one is there?
Is he an actual Buck or is he a 706er or whatever their what's their G League affiliate?
I thought it was the Herd, Wisconsin Herd.
It is the Herd.
I think. At least it used to be.
Is it 607 the Toronto one?
905 Raptors.
905, that's what it is.
Yeah. I think there's another one that has a number, but that one for sure.
Well, the 87ers, isn't it the Delaware 87ers? Because it's the Constitution year.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I think we've had an episode a few years ago where we just
talked about a bunch of the G League affiliates. Teams. I know the Ontario Clippers.
Yeah, which is not in Ontario, Canada. Ontario, California. But anyways, with Steven Adams, that was another thing that I'd written down for us to talk about. Steven Adams broke his ankle. I believe was the injury.
Had a major ankle issue and then had to have surgery. Surgery on it that ended his season, which for the Rockets is a big deal.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially when the Rockets are such a weird team where their offense is built upon missing shots and getting the rebound and putting it back up.
Okay.
Honestly.
I know we're not that big of a platform.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name that I watched that video? Do you remember that video I sent you?
Steven Adams video. I don't remember what channel that was.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Go just look up the NBA has a Steven Adams problem.
Yeah, it was a good video.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
No, for sure.
And drop a like or a comment, and if you think Logan should do something similar.
Yeah, I've honestly, I'm kind of jealous that he made that a Steven Adams video before. I mean, I guess I could also, but Steven Adams is one of those guys. It's always been interesting to like. I've always wanted to kind of break down like to people who don't watch basketball. Like it's an interesting player that's like he doesn't have any of like the stereotypical skills of basketball, but he just gets a bunch of offense. He's just a superhuman at one specific skill. And that's just getting your team more shots than the other team every game. And
then is like the ultimate glue guy outside of that.
Yeah.
Like knows like I do this one thing and then I also I just do all the dirty work. But I do this one thing so good.
Mm-hmm. Like unrealistically good.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that was a good episode to bring us back, get us back into the groove of things as we are heading into the trade deadline. I think we're going to record probably just a whole nother episode, or at least like a shorter. It doesn't need to be like, a whole hour or anything, but focusing more on the trade deadline later in this week, as the trade deadline is on Thursday. Today is Monday, as I said at the beginning. But yeah, that'll do it for today's episode. We love you. We appreciate you. Stay happy. Stay healthy. We will talk to you guys next episode.
Peace.